Ever think about moving to the Valley? I'll give you the reasons why Derby should be at the top of your list. Hi, I'm Stacy Olson with the Valentini team at William Ravis Real Estate. And on my channel, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about living on the coastline in Connecticut. So let's get started. Derby is actually a really small city. It's the smallest city in Connecticut. It's only 5 miles long, so that is pretty tiny. But it's super old too. It's been around since 1675. So Derby is actually part of what is known as the Valley. And the Valley consists of Derby, Ansonia, and Seymour. And in more recent years, they've kind of expanded the Valley to include Shelton and Oxford and a few other towns. But really, Derby has always been at the core of the Valley. So during the Industrial Revolution, the Valley was booming. They had huge industries there, and they were known for shipbuilding, brass, and rubber manufacturing, just to name a few. But after the Great Depression, the deindustrialization of the area really hurt it, and it started to go into a decline. But then, about 25 years ago, people started to revitalize the area and build it up and make it a lot more attractive for people moving into the Valley. Today, there's approximately 12,000 people that live in Derby. And when you drive around, you're going to notice most of the homes are ranches, raised ranches, or smaller sized colonials. But what draws people to this area is that it is one of the more affordable places to live in southern Connecticut. The median home price as of today in 2022 was $277,000. So it really makes it attractive to a lot of people. One huge draw to Derby is Osbornedale State Park. It's a 400-acre park right on the east bank of the Housatonic River, and it is breathtaking there. Some of the more popular things to do there are picnicking, fishing, hiking, and you can even ice skate on the pond there in the winter. One of the key attractions there is also the Osbornedale Homestead, which is actually the home of the original owner of that property. And it's a colonial revival home, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's open to the public. You can see all the antiques and the fine arts, the beautiful landscaped gardens that are on the property, the shrubs and flowering trees. I mean, it's absolutely breathtaking there. Also on this property is the Kellogg Environmental Center. And this is really a huge asset to this community. They offer workshops, exhibits, nature activities, lectures, and it's all for the general public. You know, they have hands-on programs, like families can enjoy learning about the nature and environment when they go there. And throughout the year, the center offers special weekend programs. They have something with the scouts. They have workshops for teachers and students. It really is a huge asset to the community. Another beautiful park in Derby is the Frank P. Whittick Memorial Park. It's 144 acres that sits on what used to be a reservoir. And it's actually in an area that was been settled since like the 1600s. That just blows my mind. That's like 400 years ago. I mean, that's amazing to me. But not only do they have what was the remains of the reservoir, which is like ponds and things like that there, they also have a bunch of hiking and walking trails. And in 2006, they actually opened up 2 huge soccer fields on the property as well. Another beautiful area in Derby is what is known as Birmingham Green, and it's actually right in the downtown area. And this has been around for hundreds of years. And it's like literally right in downtown, and it's surrounded by all these old buildings and churches, and there's war memorials there, and it's really beautiful. And when I was out there filming, I walked by a ton of people that were coming and going, all walking in and out with their dogs to the green. So it's definitely a highlight of the city. Another plus about living in Derby is that you have a huge commercial district. So between Division Street and Pershing Drive, you have pretty much all of your shopping needs that you could possibly have. You have a BJ's, a ShopRite, a Stop and Shop, an Aldi, a CVS. There's multiple, fast food restaurants like, McDonald's and Burger King, Popeyes, Panera. There's a Planet Fitness there. And really in the last 10 to 15 years, there's been a huge renovation going on down there where they've upgraded all of the buildings and all of the tenants. So it's a big draw. And the fact that you don't have to leave the city to do a lot of your shopping is really a plus for a lot of people. Another huge draw into the city is what is known as the Greenway. This is a 2-mile long multi-purpose trail that's located on the west side of Derby, and it extends from Division Street to Main Street and links 3 cities, 2 rivers, and 6 bridges. It's pretty amazing, and it provides this very scenic opportunity to walk or jog, and it's right there along the river. It's really beautiful, and I know people come from all the surrounding towns to use it. Another beautiful building in Derby is the Derby Neck Library. This library was built in 1907 and was funded by Andrew Carnegie. His name is right on the building. It's pretty cool. But this is a great library because they offer all sorts of classes for people in the community. They have things for the little ones like music and crafting, and then they have video game clubs for like kids and teenagers and college planning workshops. And then for the adults, they have like IT and computer classes and book clubs and all sorts of things. And this library really is an amazing resource right in Derby. And another little known fact is that Derby actually has a Metro North station. It's considered the Waterbury line, but it's actually the southernmost stop before you actually get on the main line that goes right down to Manhattan. And this past year, our governor actually approved massive funding to completely revitalize this little depot that they have. So they're going to get a whole new platform, electronic systems, more parking, more lighting. I mean, it's going to be like a totally different experience from what it is now. And that actually helps out a lot because, you know, it is a tiny station, but if it was a little bit more upgraded, it would definitely draw in more people to use it. Another great highlight in Derby is Griffin Hospital. This used to be like a tiny local hospital that, you know, not many people use, but over the last 10 to 15 years, this place has just exploded. They have renovated and upgraded, and they are quickly being known as one of the great hospitals in this area. I know several people that have gone there and are just blown away by the service. So it's also nice having a hospital right in the city you live in case you need it. So now about the hot spots of where to eat and drink in Derby. Number 1, Bad Sons Brewing. This brewery really revitalized that entire area right there on the Housatonic. It's a huge, beautifully renovated old factory building that they turned into Bad Sons Brewing. And it's absolutely gorgeous there. They have obviously a ton of beer selections, but they also have outdoor seating with a fire pit. They have a yard. They have free parking, and they have all sorts of games. Even inside, they have shuffleboard and they have cornhole. I mean, the place is beautiful, and the beers are great too. Another great place to try out for beer drinkers is what's called the Hops Company. And this place has a 4.5-acre beer garden and outdoor bar area. I mean, that is massive. And they have over 40 local, domestic, and international beers. So it's a great place to meet your friends, sit outside, and enjoy some brews. Now we have to talk about pizza. Roseland Pizza is amazing. It has like a cult following and everybody knows about it. It's almost like, you know, Pepe's Pizza in New Haven, then there's Roseland Pizza in Derby. It's a small Italian restaurant kind of tucked away in a residential area, but the food will just blow you away. And I highly recommend that you check it out. Another really well-known restaurant is the Dewdrop Inn. This place wins awards all the time for their wings, and they have a ton of wings. I mean, you look at their menu and you're like, how can I choose? There's just so many, but they really are award-winning, and it's definitely worth a try. The place is amazing. And lastly, the Twisted Vine. This is really a staple in downtown Derby. It's been there as different restaurants over the years, but it's been Twisted Vine probably for a good 20 years or more. But it's so beautiful inside. It's an old Birmingham bank, and they still have a vault in there, and it's from like 1892. But it's like brick walls and balconies and Victorian chandeliers. It's definitely a place you want to check out. So you want to live in the valley, but you're not sure if Derby's where you want to be? Check out my video on Shelton, where I tell you all the amazing things and the reasons why people are going in droves to Shelton.